What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band Striges, entitled Verum Veterum. This is released on Blut Eisen Productions. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of both Finland and the US. And this is a brand new project from probably one of the most prolific, well-known, well-regarded, and well-respected musicians within Finnish black metal. I, of course, am referring to Shatraug. You may know him best as the guitarist and songwriter for what I consider to be the unholy trinity of Finnish black metal with Sargeist, Behexen, Horna. Of course, he's in Nightbringer too. He has a wide variety of musical projects, and this is another project that's been bubbling and toiling for quite some time. I want to say this project dates back all the way to 2010, but of course with everything Shatraug does, this kind of gets put on the wayside just a little bit. But going on to Striges, this is a project that was originally internationally solely based out of both Finland and Australia. The other guy that was involved with this project was someone that had ties to Drowning the Light on a live front. And of course, they put out two particular demos in 2007 and in 2013. I won't bother pronouncing the names of those demos because I know I'll butcher them, but I would highly recommend you listen to those particular early demos from Striges. They both are really, really killer and showcase a very special, unique, and raw sort of take to black metal, which I think is really, really solid. But fast forwarding to 2020, we now have the return of Striges in the form of their debut full-length entitled Verum Veterum. And the thing that's interesting is the fact that this has made somewhat of a transitional switch from being solely international to being both international and based out of the US, because for one, you have the current drummer for Horna, LRH, and you have Vedas, who you may know best for his work in the bands Helgoat and Vimmer, doing vocal work here. And I think that this was going to make for some very intriguing stuff to happen with this album. And here we are with said album in the form of Verum Veterum. It's 7 tracks, and it clocks in at around 40 minutes in length, and I honestly think that if you really enjoyed this band's particular early demos, I really do think you're going to love this debut full-length album a hell of a lot more. This is a huge amalgamation of everything this band had done previously, amplified, sounding even better, and even more devastating than ever. I really see tremendous things happening for Striges in the future, should this lineup continue to stay as it is right now, which I think it definitely should. Musically, it's absolutely solid. It's definitely genuine, contemporary and classic black metal with a slight hint and touch of rawness added to it to give it that extra flair, and I think it sounds and works out very well here. Musically, I think this is badass. Shatraug knows exactly what he's doing. He is a very well-regarded mastermind when it comes to crafting great riffs, great leads, great tremolos, and he does all of that in spades here with this album. Not only with his guitar playing, but also with his bass playing here. It adds a really nice touch to everything that's going on here. But of course, the main story of Verum Veterum, as far as Shatraug goes, is his guitar playing, and he delivers some absolutely crafty and memorable guitar riffs to be heard throughout this album. You hear it on songs like Scourge of the Ages, Devouring the Flame, Summoning the Sorceress of the Moon. That's an absolutely phenomenal track, and I definitely think there's some very, very memorable riffs to be heard on that particular half of the album. And then later on with the second half of the album with songs like in Parch with Eternal First and Entwined in Shadows, Drawn to Death. Just some seriously wonderful guitar playing going on here and bass playing from Shatraug. It sounds great, and it is delivered very well. When it comes to the drumming, like I said, this guy is the current drummer for Horna right now, and I should also mention the new Horna album that's coming out is absolutely killer, and I cannot recommend that one enough. His drum performance on here is very, very smooth. I love the blast beats, I love the energy, I love the creativity, and I definitely love the fact that it feels very well paced for some of these songs being so lengthy and methodical. We got a lot of 5 and 7 minute long tracks on this album, but this drummer makes it so effortless and makes it fly by so smoothly with his speed and energy and creativity. I really do love LRH's drum performance a lot here on this album. And when it comes to the vocals, like I said, Vedas does some tremendous work with Helgoat and Vimmer, and here on this album, he really comes into his own with his own vocal delivery here. A lot of great vocal retches, a lot of awesome deliveries, just commanding your attention and wanting you to understand everything that's going on here. There's also some sung parts that appear on this album. I don't know if it's him doing that or if it's someone else doing it, but I think it's really cool to hear the almost ritualistic sort of singing going on in certain parts of this album. It really does add that nice bit of vocal diversity and delivery with the sung parts on this album. But as far as like the retched vocals, the screams, the growls, all that sort of stuff, that aspect of this album is great. The sung parts are great too, but it's definitely something that really gives this album a lot more flair and diversity and whatever. So overall, if you're a fan of anything Shatraug has done, if you're into his work with Sargeist, Horna, Behexen, if you're into anything that he's done, if you're into the Striges demos, you're really going to love this debut album a lot. This one genuinely surprised me, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing more from this project in the future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the World Terror Committee Bandcamp page where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it by digitally and is available physically as both a CD and 12-inch vinyl. What I have in my hands is the vinyl version. Of course, Blut Eisen Productions. I believe it's a World Terror Committee sub-label. There you see this really awesome black and white artwork going on here. Back cover with track listings, label information. Comes with a rectangular lyric sheet, lyrics for all the songs. This is a numbered vinyl. I don't know if these are the exact limitations, but it's mine is number 304 out of 348. And the copy that I got came on this very nice heavyweight black vinyl. I got my copy directly from Vedas. I believe he's handling like U.S. distribution of selling this album, so if you want a copy in the U.S., get a hold of him. Otherwise, get it through World Terror Committee if you're in Europe or whatever part of that isn't the United States. So, again, the album is Verum Veterum by Striges. This is released on Blut Eisen Productions. Definitely check this one out. And for a score, I'm going to give this a very solid 9 out of 10. Definitely a genuine black metal surprise in 2020. I really love this album, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from them in the future. So, if you've happened to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it. Or any of you guys into Striges, definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until next time, Army Ho out.